Aldo Leopold, the father of wildlife conservation, 1887 to 1948. Who is Aldo Leopold? Well, Aldo Leopold is often remembered as the father of wildlife conservation, and some would even say modern ecology. He was born in 1887 in Burlington, Iowa, a small town along the Mississippi River. As a boy, he loved being outdoors, hiking, sketching maps, and watching birds. That sense of curiosity and wonder for the natural world really defined who he was from an early age. Leopold mainly spoke English, though like many students of his time, he studied some German in school. After prep school in New Jersey, he enrolled at Yale University, where he earned a master's degree in forestry in 1909, one of the first advanced degrees in forestry in the United States. He also attended Yale Forestry Camp, where he gained practical training. This education launched him into a career with the U.S. Forest Service in New Mexico and Arizona. In those years, he developed both his skills as a scientist and his appreciation for the challenges of managing land responsibly. Leopold was also a passionate hunter. He hunted deer, ducks, grouse, and rabbits throughout his life. For him, hunting wasn't just about sport. It was a way to connect deeply with nature. Over time, he realized that hunters, like everyone else, had a responsibility to protect the ecosystems that supported wildlife. One of his most important studies focused on deer populations in Wisconsin. When predators like wolves were eliminated and farmland spread, deer numbers exploded. At first, this seemed like a success, but Leopold saw the long-term effects. The deer overgrazed, forests were damaged, and eventually the animals began starving. His research showed that healthy ecosystems depend on balance and that predators are a critical part of that balance. In the 1930s, he published Game Management, the first textbook on this subject. In it, he explained that taking care of wildlife isn't just about protecting game animals, but about looking at the entire ecosystem, habitat, predators, food, and our impact. Later, in his best-known work, A Sand County Almanac, published in 1949 after his death, Leopold introduced his famous idea of a land ethic. He believed humans are part of a larger community that includes soil, water, plants, and animals, and that we have a moral responsibility to take care of the land, not just use it for profit. Leopold laid the foundations for land conservation through both practice and philosophy. At his family farm in Wisconsin, he carried out one of the first ecological restoration projects, bringing worn-out farmland back to healthy prairie and forest. His ideas helped shape modern conservation policies, habitat restoration efforts, and the way we think about protecting nature today, even influencing the creation of many land conservation organizations. Leopold died in 1948 at the age of 61, while helping his neighbors put out a grass fire, doing exactly what his life's work was. Even though his life was cut short, his influence is still felt today. His work shaped modern wildlife management, forestry, and conservation, as well as his writings, which continue to inspire how we think about our relationship with the natural world. Why Leopold? Well, I immediately discovered an interest in his work when I learned he loved to hunt, as well as some of his most famous studies being on white-tailed deer populations. My family has owned a 400-acre ranch in Marlow, Oklahoma for over a decade now, where we hunt white-tailed deer, hogs, and turkey, as well as do a lot of fishing. We firmly believe that we are responsible for the land we own and are constantly maintaining the woods and wildlife in the property through things like controlled burns, removing overpopulated species, such as hogs, and planting food plots for the wildlife to graze on. Leopold's work related to me since he was one of the first to discover the complex relationships of wildlife and nature, as well as how to maintain its beauty. I was very interested to learn about him and his life throughout this project. Thank you.